Hello everybody, today we are taking a road trip from my home here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona to Flagstaff, and we're going to check out the winter storm that occurred yesterday. We get a little bit of reprieve today. I'm going to take a little drive up. My family is coming up for the weekend. We're going to check it out. I'm going to attach my GoPro to the dashboard so it will be totally safe, and you'll get to see what it looks like during the winter wonderland that today is Flagstaff, Arizona. Alright, I took this video last weekend on Saturday. Before I begin, I want you to see that on the right I am passing a car that has pulled over to the side of the road to play in the snow. So I don't want to start the video with the lecture, but I am, because it's very unsafe to pull over on an interstate highway in snowy conditions to play in the snow. There are plenty of places where you can pull off and find a place that's much more safe. For instance, right now we're passing Munds Park. Munds Park is a beautiful community about 15-20 minutes south of Flagstaff. There are plenty of places in this community that you might pull over, but there are other pull-offs that are going to be much more safe. Now, I am going to, at the end of the video, we're coming back to Munds Park. We're going to take a little drive through Munds Park, but I want you to see it from as we're passing it at 70 miles per hour on the highway. Beautiful community. On the left part of Munds Park, where you see these little manufactured homes and RVs. There's like a resort, an RV resort that's open from about April to October, where you can rent a space for the season, and there you could have a park model or a RV motorhome, fifth wheel travel trailer, that kind of thing, and park it for the season. Very nice, beautiful that time of the year too. The summer in Flagstaff is beautiful, but you could see right now, this is a Saturday. This is the first Saturday in February 2024. The day before, we had a snowstorm that dumped about a foot of snow, and this day, Saturday, the roads were dry. We had a little bit of a reprieve from the snow, but as you can see, we had heavy cloud coverage, so it could have poured snow at any moment, and that was what the weather conditions were like. So let me tell you what a typical winter would be like in February. So right now, the forecast for this coming week, right now it's 27 degrees in Flagstaff, and it is actively snowing. The lows for this week in Flagstaff are forecast to be between 8 degrees and 25 degrees for the low, and for the high between 29 and 46 degrees. Now, typically the low in January and February is about 14 degrees, and the high is about 42 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's a typical January weather in Flagstaff. Now, the snow, you could get snow anywhere from, I've seen snow as early as October and go as late as April, and even May you could have a light dusting of snow. But typically in the wintertime you would get maybe 70 to 80 inches of snow in Flagstaff. Now, last year, 2023, was the second snowiest season on record. We had about 142 inches of snowfall, at least that much last year, and that was the second on record. The record year was 153.9 inches, and that was the season of 1948 to 1949. So yeah, global warming had second record snowfall dump in Flagstaff last year at over 142 inches. Now, we're headed into town right now. We're going to go into Walmart and pick up some supplies. I am up with my son and his dad for the weekend. We're just checking it out. They came up from Flagstaff, which is they came up from Chandler. A lot of people from Phoenix do like to come up for the weekend, and I just say be careful, especially check the road conditions, the weather conditions, and if it is icy, drive extra slow. This day, the roads were pretty clear. So we are headed into Flagstaff right now, and you could see in town, the snow doesn't look quite as deep, but it is just slightly away from town. I don't know, that seems to be the case sometimes, and we're going to get off here at McConnell. Now, McConnell will get you to Northern Arizona University. Now, the year that I lived in, or the couple of years where I was going to Northern Arizona University, were very heavy snow years, and on this drive I actually one day got into an accident where I had a 1988 Chevy Blazer, so NAU is on the right, and Walmart is on the left. I had a 1988 Chevy Blazer, and I hit the black ice, and I went woo, 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 spinning, and I came to a stop. And then I'm like, whoo, I made it. And then bam, someone from behind slammed right into me, totaled her car. My car didn't have a scratch on it, but the car behind me had to get towed away. So, and I drove away. Now, what was sad is after I graduated from NIU, I moved back to Tempe, and that Chevy Blazer was stolen within about a month of me being away from Flagstaff and back in the valley. So we're headed into Walmart right now. We're going to pick up some snacks and some supplies, and then we're going to get in the car right now, and we're going to go a little bit south. We're going to go towards the fairgrounds, where there's a couple areas where you can pull out and just kind of walk around in the snow, and that was pretty full today, but that's where we're headed. We're just going to check it out. Again, find a safe place. If you're just going to look for snow, don't pull over on the side of the highway. Find a safe place. Here we are. Take a look. It's so pretty. The snow is starting to fall off the trees, but a very nice way to spend a Saturday afternoon. So my son is about to pelt us with snowballs. He really enjoys tackling his mom and dad.
No! You old Alex!
Okay, that's it. That even hurt.
So we spent about 45 minutes in that little area, and it took a little while to get out, but now we're on the road again, and this time we're headed to Munds Park. I love Munds Park. I'm going to just drive through the community so you can see what it looks like after the snowstorm. Now, I was driving through looking at a cabin that was for sale that I can't afford to buy, but hey, I wanted to check it out and drive by. So before I go much further, I want you to know my name is Dawn Dickinson. I am a realtor in Northern Arizona. So if you ever have a question about buying or selling a home in Northern Arizona, which would be Sedona, Verde Valley, Flagstaff, and the Prescott area, I always have my contact information in the description below. So you could give me a call, a text, or an email if you want to contact me, and I will get back to you. So here we are. We're pulling into Munds Park now. Towards the right, you probably can't see it, but there's this great barbecue restaurant called Agie's, and I love that place. We're going to go there for lunch and get some barbecue ribs and some brisket. It's a great place. But now look at how pretty Munds Park looks after the snowstorm. So I'm driving ahead, and towards the right, one thing that's nice about Munds Park compared to Mormon Lake, where I used to live, Munds Park has more amenities. You've got 2 gas stations. You could see there is the Shell station here, and back behind me was a Chevron station. You have a couple of little restaurants. You've got the barbecue place, of course. You've got this little cafe on the right. There's an Italian place in Munds Park, and there's lots of stuff to do. And also, as we're going forward, I'm not going to drive past it today, but there's a beautiful golf course and a country club. So if you're into golf, right there on the right is a nice golf course. So we have a lot of stuff like that to do. Now, Munds Park, I think we were saying, is about 15-20 minutes south of Flagstaff. So you could technically buy a place in Munds Park and commute to Flagstaff if you work in Flagstaff. I actually lived in Mormon Lake, which is over the mountain here. We're going to head that way in a minute. And I commuted to Flagstaff when I went to Northern Arizona University, and this is much better drive from Munds Park. So you can see in Munds Park, another thing that's interesting is this road that we're taking right now. There are manufactured homes on a piece of land. So if you wanted to get a reasonably priced home and you don't mind a manufactured home, you have this nice option. But then you also have homes that are, you know, bigger, beautiful cabins, site built. You can have them probably up to $2 million. I'm sure there's more than that, but probably the average price for a cabin in Munds Park is going to be anywhere from $600,000 800,000 to maybe 900,000. That's average. Of course, you've got them higher than that and lower that, but that's where the bulk of the inventory is going to be. So now we're kind of going out towards the end of Munds Park. Now the road is closed ahead. If it were summertime, the road would be open. You could actually drive this road all the way over Mormon Mountain and get across to the other side to Mormon Lake, and I used to do that. It is a very primitive road, not the best way for your car unless you have four-wheel drive. So, but yeah, see, the road is closed right now, but if you wanted to in the summertime go over to Mormon Lake, there is a cut through the mountain. And then this little area, I just wanted to park today, wanted to get out and check it out. A lot of times I see people come here and they offload their snowmobiles and they ride around in the forest. So some of that was happening today. As you could see, that guy on the right was unloading his snowmobiles, but we just wanted to take a quick trip through Munds Park and look around, and this was a great opportunity for my son to pelt us with snowballs.
Pretty deep here. Probably 8 inches. All right. That'll be a great video, honestly.